Here is, my friend, let me tell you something that might just change how you think about aging forever. I am Mary, and at Lu Shi'er, living here in sunny San Diego, I've discovered what I believe is the single most powerful anti-aging secret hiding dot. In plain sight, and it's not some expensive supplement or complicated workout routine. A D. What if I told you that the difference between feeling vibrant at cause versus struggling to get through each day might come down to just Arthur's minutes? 20 minutes each morning that could literally add decades to your life and life to your decades. I learned this the hard way through my dear neighbor Eleanor. At Josersus, this remarkable woman still tends her rose garden, walks her golden retriever every sunrise, and has more energy than people half her age. But 5 years ago, Eleanor was headed down a very different path. Her doctor had given her some sobering news about her heart. Her joints ached constantly, and she felt like she was watching her independence slip away day by day. Then something extraordinary happened. Eleanor met Dr. Maria Santos, a longevity researcher who had spent years studying what scientists call the blue zones, latitude, temperature, places around the world where people routinely live past Ibatin remarkable health. Places like Okinawa, Japan, where centenarians practice radio taisho exercises every morning, and Sardinia, Italy, where shepherds in their courses still climb mountains daily. Dr. Santos shared with Eleanor 5 simple morning practices that these long-lived communities have followed for generations. The results were nothing short of miraculous. Within 12 weeks, Eleanor's inflammation markers dropped by Bifinger CRT, her blood pressure normalized without medication, and most importantly, she felt alive again. Today, I want to share these same 5 morning practices with you, the ones that could transform not just how you age, but how you feel starting tomorrow morning. The first sacred morning ritual, the ancient art of awakening hydration. Did you know that every night while you sleep peacefully, your body is working overtime? You lose nearly a full pound of water through breathing and natural perspiration that, as almost sure ounces of precious fluid, your cells desperately need to function optimally. When you wake up, your blood has literally thickened, making your heart work harder and your brain functions slower. Harvard Medical School researchers discovered something startling. This overnight dehydration doesn't just make you groggy. It actually accelerates cellular aging by Bifinger CRT. Jessica Rothman from Harvard calls it morning blood sludging, and it's silently undermining your health every single day. But here's where it gets fascinating. A groundbreaking study involving Ling participants found that drinking water within the first 5 minutes of waking can reduce stroke risk. By an incredible Bifinger Wushisan, the mechanism is beautiful in its simplicity. Water immediately begins thinning your blood, improving circulation, and delivering oxygen-rich nutrients to every cell in your body. Let me share Eleanor's transformation with this single habit. She placed a 12-ounce glass of room-temperature water on her nightstand every evening. The moment she opened her eyes, before checking the clock, before getting out of bed, before anything else, she drank the entire glass. Within 2 weeks, her morning brain fog lifted. Within a month, her kidney function improved by Bifinger R without any medication changes. The science is remarkable. When you drink water on an empty stomach, your metabolism increases by up to Bifinger 30 for the next hour. This isn't just about hydration, it's about activating your body's natural detoxification systems, supporting kidney function, and giving your cardiovascular system the gentle morning boost it craves. Here's what I want you to try tonight. Place a glass of clean room temperature water beside your bed. Tomorrow morning, before your feet touch the floor, drink every drop. Your Chosher's year-old self will thank you. Hey, before we continue, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your name and what city you're rewriting. From I love connecting with fellow health enthusiasts from places like Portland, Denver, or Nashville. The second life-extending practice, morning light therapy. In our modern world, we've forgotten one of the most powerful medicines known to humanity, natural sunlight. Every morning, millions of Americans wake up and immediately plunge into artificial light, never realizing they're missing a free, scientifically proven longevity treatment. Stanford University's Dr. Andrew Huberman has spent decades studying what happens when we expose ourselves to morning light, and his findings are revolutionary. Getting just 15minutes of natural light within the first hour of waking does to just wake you up. It literally reprograms your cellular clocks for optimal aging. Here's what's happening inside your body. Morning sunlight activates your circadian rhythm, the master clock that controls over 4% of your genes. When this clock is synchronized, it optimizes hormone production, reduces inflammation, strengthens your immune system, and even helps repair your DNA overnight. But perhaps most remarkably, research from Mount Sinai's Light and Health Research Center found that people who get consistent morning light exposure have longer telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes that determine how fast we age. In simple terms, morning sunlight can literally slow down aging at the cellular level. Eleanor discovered this during her transformation journey. Each morning, she would step onto her back patio with her water glass and spend 15 minutes greeting the sunrise. Even on cloudy days in San Diego, she made this her ritual because outdoor light, even filtered through clouds, is 8 times brighter than indoor lighting. The results were profound. Her sleep quality improved dramatically, her mood stabilized, and her seasonal depression, something she'd struggled with for decades, virtually disappeared. Her doctor was amazed to find that her cortisol levels, which had been chronically elevated, normalized to those of someone Earth years younger. A fascinating study of shift workers revealed the dark side of missing morning light. Those who worked nights and slept during the day had 30% higher levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of systemic inflammation that accelerates aging and increases disease risk. The prescription is simple but powerful. Within census minutes of waking, spend 15 minutes outside. If you're in Phoenix, Austin, or Seattle, this works regardless of weather. Face the general direction of the sun, never look directly at it, and let that healing light work its magic on your circadian system. The third longevity secret, gentle morning movement. Most Americans remain sedentary until breakfast, unknowingly triggering inflammatory processes that accelerate joint deterioration and cellular aging. But centenarians from blue zones around the world have discovered something. Profound gentle morning movement before eating activates what scientists call autophagy, your body's natural cellular cleanup and repair process. A groundbreaking study from Mayo Clinic involving Arbeck seniors found that just 15 minutes of gentle morning movement reduced joint deterioration by an astounding 65%. This isn't about intense exercise, it's about awakening your body as natural healing mechanisms through mindful movement. In Okinawa, Japan, centenarians practice a 10-minute routine called radio taisō every morning. These gentle exercises, performed by millions of Japanese daily, involve simple arm circles, knee lifts, and gentle stretches that activate circulation, reduce stiffness, and promote longevity. Research shows that communities practicing radio taisō have some of the lowest rates of age-related mobility issues in the world. Eleanor adopted her own version of this practice. Each morning, after her water and light ritual, she spent 5 minutes doing simple movements, lifting her knees while seated, gentle arm circles, rolling her shoulders, and taking slow, purposeful steps around her kitchen. She avoided anything strenuous. This was about gently awakening her body, not exhausting it. The science behind this is fascinating. Moderate morning movement increases production of brain neurotrophic factor BDNF. Derived neurotrophic factor BDNF, a protein that promotes the growth of new brain cells and protects existing ones from age-related decline. It also stimulates lymphatic circulation, helping your body eliminate toxins that accumulate overnight. A 2019study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that people who incorporated Sheer minutes of gentle morning movement had 23% lower levels of inflammatory markers and reported 35% better mood scores throughout the day compared to those who remained sedentary until after breakfast. If you're rewriting from cities like Milwaukee, Tucson, or Richmond, remember this works anywhere. The key is consistency. Think of it as a loving conversation with your body, gently asking it to wake up and prepare for the day ahead. The fourth anti-aging breakthrough, healing foods that fight time. What you eat in the first hour after waking literally determines whether you're reactivating longevity pathways or inflammatory processes that accelerate aging. The centenarians of the Mediterranean and Blue Zones have mastered this art, creating breakfast combinations that serve as powerful medicine for their cells. Dr. Monisha Banote, a physician certified in 5 specialties and longevity expert, starts every day with what she calls her cellular regeneration bowl. Her research into anti-inflammatory nutrition has revealed that specific breakfast combinations can reduce aging markers by up to 5% when consumed consistently. The foundation of longevity supporting breakfasts includes 3 critical components: high-quality protein to maintain muscle mass and brain function, anti-inflammatory compounds to reduce, and fiber to support the gut microbiomes, which researchers now know controls 5% of your immune system. Eleanor transformed her breakfast from sugary cereal and coffee to what became her signature longevity bowl. She combined steel-cut oats rich in beta-glucan fiber that lowers cholesterol with wild blueberries containing anthocyanins that protect brain cells, raw walnuts providing omega-3 fatty acids for heart health, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, which helps regulate blood sugar and reduces inflammation. The science supporting this approach is overwhelming. A Artsening study following Dunning-Ju participants over Licks found that those who ate anti-inflammatory breakfasts had biological ages 2 years younger than their chronological age. Their cellular markers showed significantly less oxidative stress, lower inflammation, and better metabolic function. In Sardinia, centenarians begin their day with a simple meal of whole grain, sourdough bread which their ancestors have been making for centuries, fresh tomatoes drizzled with cold-pressed olive oil, and a handful of almonds. This combination provides polyphenols, healthy monounsaturated fats, and compounds that activate longevity genes called sirtuins. The Okinawa centenarians follow a principle called hara hachi bu minus eating until 80% full. But what they eat is equally important. Their traditional breakfast includes miso soup rich in probiotics for gut health, steamed vegetables providing antioxidants and fiber, 4, and small amounts of tofu supplying complete protein without inflammatory compounds found in processed meats. Research from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health tracked over IBAD ulcers, Ling people for 10 years, and found that those who regularly consumed anti-inflammatory foods at breakfast reduced their risk of heart disease by 5%, type R diabetes by 5%, and overall mortality by 5%. For those of you watching from Charlotte, Sacramento, or Boston, here's what longevity experts recommend avoiding in the first hour after waking: refined sugars that spike insulin and promote cellular aging, processed meats high in inflammatory compounds, and refined carbohydrates that disrupt blood sugar balance and promote inflammation. The fifth life-changing practice, the neuroscience of morning gratitude. Perhaps the most scientifically remarkable discovery in longevity research is the profound impact of gratitude on cellular aging. Yale University researchers have documented that specific gratitude practices can physically restructure the aging brain, reduce cortisol levels by 5%, and activate genes associated with longevity and stress resilience. This isn't to feel good philosophy, it's as hard science. When you practice directed gratitude, your brain releases a cascade of healing neurochemicals, including serotonin mood regulation, dopamine motivation and pleasure, and oxytocin bonding and stress reduction. These compounds don't just make you feel better. They literally slow the aging process at the cellular level, doctor. Michael Cohen's research on centenarians revealed that Bifengerbassergilt of people who live past debate have some form of daily gratitude practice, usually performed in the first hour after waking. These aren't vague expressions of thankfulness, they're specific, body-focused appreciations that create measurable changes in nervous system function. Eleanor's gratitude practice became the cornerstone of her transformation. Each morning after her movement routine, she would sit quietly for 3 minutes and name 3 specific parts of her body she felt grateful for that day. Today I'm grateful for my eyes that let me see the sunrise colors, she might say. Or I am grateful for my legs that carried me through the garden yesterday. A randomized controlled trial involving Basserloop adults found that this type of specific body-focused gratitude practice reduced inflammatory markers by Bifenja heart rate, variability, a key marker of stress resilience by Bifenja Arsawo in just 3 weeks. The mechanism is extraordinary. Gratitude practice activates the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body that connects your brain to your heart, digestive system, and immune organs. When stimulated through gratitude, the vagus nerve shifts your nervous system from fight or flight stress mode to rest and digest healing mode, where cellular repair and regeneration. Patricia, another neighbor who joined Eleanor in these practices, experienced remarkable changes. At Tissersan, she had struggled with hypertension for years despite medication. After implementing a 3-minute morning gratitude practice focused on appreciating her body, her blood pressure stabilized within 3 months, and her cardiologist was able to reduce her medication. Research from the Global Autoimmune Institute shows that gratitude practices create what scientists call a shift in autonomic balance toward increased parasympathetic activity, essentially moving your body into its natural healing state where inflammation decreases and regenerative processes accelerate. The most effective approach, according to neuroscience research, involves 3 steps. First, identify something specific about your body you're grateful for. Second, feel the emotion of appreciation for 15 负30 seconds. Third, set a positive intention for how you'll care for yourself that day. For those tuning in from Albuquerque, Tampa, or Portland, remember, this costs nothing but 3 minutes and could add years to your life while making each day more joyful. The compound effect, why these morning minutes matter. What makes these 5 practices truly remarkable isn't just their individual benefits, as how they work synergistically to create what researchers call positive aging cascades. Each habit amplifies the others, creating a morning routine that literally reprograms your body for longevity. When Eleanor combined all 5 practices, something extraordinary happened. Her inflammatory markers didn't just improve, they reached levels typical of someone several years younger. Her sleep quality, measured by a device her doctor provided, improved by Bifenja. Her balance and strength increased so significantly that she cancelled the aging-in-place home modifications she planned. Dr. Kian Wu, a triple board-certified physician specializing in longevity, has documented similar transformations in thousands of patients. His research shows that people who consistently practice morning longevity routines experience what he calls biological age reversals. Their cellular markers actually become younger over time. A Arthur's-year study following R. Sandbag adults found that those who maintained consistent morning health practices had lower risk of heart disease, reduced risk of cognitive decline, lower chance of mobility limitations after age 65, reduction in all-cause mortality. The beauty of this approach is its accessibility. These aren't expensive interventions requiring special equipment or facilities. They're simple practices that our longest-lived ancestors have followed intuitively for centuries, now backed by cutting-edge longevity science. Your Urser's Minute Longevity Protocol, here's how you can implement these practices starting tomorrow morning. Okay, minutes ifu drink your bedside water glass before getting up, minutes sen fush step outside for natural light exposure, bring your coffee if you like. Minutes 13-18, gentle movement, simple stretches, arm circles, easy walking, minutes 9-4 body focus gratitude practice. Anytime within first hour anti-inflammatory breakfast, the compound benefits begin immediately. Within 1 week, you'll likely notice improved energy and mood. Within 1 month, better sleep and reduced morning stiffness. Within 3 months, measurable improvements in biomarkers of aging. Eleanor, now 就是 Susan, still thriving, often tells people that these Earth's morning minutes gave her back not just years of life, but life in her years. She still tends her roses, still walks her dog at sunrise, and still greets each day with the vitality that these simple practices have preserved. If you're rejoining us from cities like Memphis, Fresno, or Virginia Beach, remember longevity isn't about adding years to your life as much as adding life to your years. These morning minutes are an investment in the person you'll be at 80, 90 and beyond. Which of these 5 practices feels most achievable for you to start tomorrow? Share your thoughts in the comments below, along with your name and city. I love Fitbit. Seeing our community grow and supporting each other on this journey toward healthier, more vibrant aging. And if you found value in these longevity secrets, please hit that like button and subscribe to our Elder Wisdom community. Together, we're proving that age is just a number and our best years can truly lie ahead. Here's to many more mornings filled with vitality, purpose, and joy. Take care and remember, tomorrow morning is a new opportunity to invest in your future self.